Hello, everyone. This is Jimmy Williams. I'm back with another informative video, and I want to stop and take a moment and say congratulations to several different groups of people. The number one group would be the people that actually took my course, Becoming a Bitcoin Millionaire in 36 Months. So congrats. The second group would be direct referrals, people that I know who are friends of mine. We've been in business, and because I have several companies with real estate and other type of investment companies, marketing companies, and you guys wanted to learn how to make some extra money online and you didn't know how to do it. Some of you are already successful, but you want to make more residual income passively. I'm talking to that crowd. And third, and of course, I'm talking to my family and friends. I want you guys to be educated on what this opportunity is all about and to tell you what you really got yourself into. Okay, you really got yourself into something that's going to make you rich. All right. And by now, all three groups, you're going to know exactly what company I'm working with, okay? And the company's name is Cryptex. All right, Cryptex has been around since 2016, and they've paid out millions and millions and millions of dollars, guys, on the blockchain. All right, they have the proof to show it. They've never not paid someone when it's time for them to get paid. If you go through the steps and you wait your turn when the contracts have expired and the money's available, Bitcoin's available, you withdraw it. So I want to go through this very quickly, all right, and inspire some of you to know that this is real. Couple things I'm going to do. I'm going to break down what you're seeing on the screen here, the power of the contracts that they have available, the kind of money, the income potential you'll make when the contract's up. And I'm going to show you my back office to kind of educate you a little bit on how these contracts work. Now, what you should understand, guys, is that, if you follow my steps, and if you're taking the course, you will have saw several videos that explain how this program works and how they're able to pay out these kind of profits. So if you haven't done that yet, if you're someone I directly just sent you a link to watch a couple of videos, go back and watch all those videos first so this can make more sense. All right, I digress on that. So let me get right into this. Okay, so the actual passive income potential in the raw numbers. I want you guys to paint a picture of the kind of wealth you can create. And again, you don't have to buy as many as 80 contracts, but I'm going to show you really quick on what the profits would be, on the gross income would be, with a $100 contract investment on all three levels: the 36-month contract, the 60-month contract, and the 84-month contract. So 3 years, 5 years, and 7 years. This is really legit, guys. And most of you, if you're you're in tune with us twice a week. We have webinars where we have speakers that come on and go over this presentation and share everything I'm sharing with you today in more detail. All right. So number one, the most common one is the $100 contract for 36 months. Because some people, some of you are broke or you're going through something right now. You don't want to wait 7 years before you get your money, and you don't have to. But here's what I tell everyone: spread out the wealth. Don't just do all contracts for 36 months. Spread it out. But if you decided to, here are the raw numbers. Okay, so for 36 months, guys, what they do is they take out a loan. And you're going to know all this stuff when you actually, again, watch the videos. They take out a loan for $30,260. All right, when you buy that $100 smart contract, and it gets locked. Okay, it gets locked for 36 months, and it gets wrapped with an insurance policy. So the insurance company makes money. The bank actually makes money too, because at the end of that 36 months, they get their money back with profit, and you get paid what's left. So in 36 months with 80 contracts, that's the maximum you can get, okay? That's going to cost you 80 times $100. Now, again, you can buy one contract, you can buy 5, you can buy 10, et cetera, et cetera. But if you maximize this and bought 80, you would be looking at $35,000. That's what you're going to make on one contract, okay, times the 80, which is $2.8 million. You heard that right. So if you got all 80, you're looking at an investment of $8,000. Your payout is going to be $2.8 million in Bitcoin. You heard that right. That's the way it works, guys. And again, I don't have time to go over all this, but if you watch the other videos, it's going to make sense. All I know is, when you invest, the money goes, basically, you're just activating the contract because they give you the loan, and that's how you're making money, because the loan compounds daily interest between 0.1% and 0.3% over 36 months. That's how it grows, to over like $65,000. And when you pay back the loan, you get left with the $35,000 that's left over. Times that by 80, you're looking at almost $3 million in profit. So as of today, this is April, April the 12th, I think, 13th. So, in April of 2028, April of 2028, guys, I'm looking at this kind of money coming out. I'll be able to withdraw it into my wallet and then into my bank account. We go over how all that works. Number two, 80 contracts for the 60-month investment. All right. They invest a little more money. The loan is a little bit bigger, slightly bigger. It's $43,200. 80 contracts over 5 years. Okay, 5 years, which is 60 months. Each contract is going to yield you $471,000. And some people go, "How is it so much more different than the 3-year? How's the money so much more steep?" And it's very easy. Again, compound interest. That's how people are making so much money, guys. The banks do this, other institutions do it, but we're not really taught these principles. And I'm giving it to you because I want you guys to make money. 80 contracts again, all right, with the same $100 investment. So for $8,000, if you're willing to sit a little longer for 60 months, each contract is going to be worth $470,000. Actually, it's $520 or something like that, $530,000. But once everyone's paid off, you walk away with $470,000, minus a few fees to withdraw the money in your Bitcoin. But you're looking at $37 million, over $37,680,000 if you do all 80 contracts at 5 years or 60 months, because each contract again is worth almost $500,000. Unseen, unheard of, but it's actually true. When people are getting these kind of payouts, again, guys, it's over 500,000 people doing this already, and we're the late bloomers. They've been around 9 years doing this, but no one else is doing it the way they're doing it. So I think they're pretty unique, and they're with their methodology and how they're doing business. And guys, if some of you who took the course, I taught you a little bit more about smart contracts and DeFi, deregulation. I talk more about, how you're able to keep, make your money in the blockchain and how to withdraw it out of there. And I'm not sure if you guys know this, but Donald Trump himself just passed a law protecting crypto investors. All right. And basically the law is stating that the IRS won't be able to go out and go investigate when you invest on the DeFi platforms. So you'll be able to keep that money that you make. You don't have to go paying all these capital gains taxes on it. There won't be any limitations on it. All right, which is a really good law for those of us who are doing this type of investing. Number three, the smart contract for 84 months, which is about 7 years. All right, they take out the same amount, same loan amount, but it sits a little longer, okay? And it turns into $1 million in 7 years. 80 contracts times $1 million is $80 million with the same $8,000 investment. Again, the contracts are always, no matter what you do, it's going to be $100, whether it's up here, or here. It's just the amount of time that the loan will sit and accumulate, the compound interest daily. Compound interest is awesome. So my suggestion would be get some of these up here, so you have some money in 36 months. Get some of these and get some of these, right? But some people are going to say, you know what? I'll just wait 7 years and I'll put in, $8,000, and this is what I want to do. That's up to you. But I'm just showing you the full income potential that you have here, the kind of money that can really be made. So don't hesitate. I think you guys really need to dig deep, and whatever you're doing now. I mean, if you're struggling from paycheck to paycheck, some of you, you can only afford to put $100 in a month. But that $100, guys, can turn into what we see here. I would do $100 for 36 months. Next month I would do a 5-year, and I would do a 7-year, because you'll keep the wealth going over time. You do this for a year, you're going to be pretty wealthy down the road. You'll always have money coming in, but it's entirely up to you what you want to do. I wanted to show you guys this so you can see, visualize how much money can really be made here. So here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to take you to my back office and show you a little bit more of the numbers in detail. You can see what the contracts look like and what to expect, and understand what's in your back office. I think that's very, very important. And I'll be wrapping up. Give me 1 second and I'll be over there in just a moment. Okay, guys, I'm back. This is my back office. This is my current portfolio and my Cryptex account. I've been with them about a month now, and I'm going to show you everything you're seeing here. Okay, now, give me a little time and I'll break this down to you in the very simplest form. It's not complicated. It's just a lot of information to digest, but hopefully this will make sense to you. And again, if you saw all my other videos with the other people that are actually in Cryptex, they show how to withdraw. They show you what everything means back here. This is just going to be icing on the cake. But for those of you who have not done this, listen up, okay, so you can understand what you're seeing here. So I have a total of 12 contracts myself. Right, they're active. And I have some of them that are 36 months, and I have some that are 5 years or 60 months. Right? These are the ones that are active right now that you can purchase. The 36 months are active, 60 months and 84 months. Those are the ones that you can purchase right now. The 36-month contracts, they have a promotion where you can get 15 of them for $1,000. So you're saving $500 if you want to do that. That's the only one that actually has the promotion, but these are all live, okay? The 120, now this is a real big one here for 10 years. That one's pending. They don't really have any available right now. And they had one before for 24 months. I believe that would probably pay out anywhere from like $15,000 to $20,000 with a $100 investment, but it's not active right now. But these are the three you can pick from, okay? All right, having said that, let's go down here really quick before I show you my contracts. I want to show you that there's real money that can be made in addition to you having your money grow, all right? So if you refer people to this, you can make a lot of money. In fact, there's someone that I heard on one of our webinars just the other night. She has 50,000 people in her downline. She got those people because those people, went out and sponsored folks, and she has a big team underneath her. But I currently have 13 people underneath me now, and I've made $900 in a month in referral fees, okay? You don't just make money on quick referrals, quick money. You also make money when their loans, when they start investing and their contracts start making money, you get referrals from that too. You get referral bonuses from that long term. So if you look here, this is my profit from staking right here. This is me here, $8,445,000. And guess what this is here? This is my money from referral rewards. So this money is coming from other people who have contracts. So I have almost just as much profit coming in from them as I do from my own investments. So far to date, in a month's time, I've made $16,163.61. I repeat, I've made $16,163.61, and half of that money just about came from referral bonuses, because people are getting paid every day, and every time they get paid from their contracts, I get a commission too. And I don't get this money until after, the contracts have expired, of course. So the first thing I want to tell you guys, everything you see back here, this money that's locked from staking, you only get that when the contracts have expired. This money right here, when you actually refer someone into the program, that money comes to you instantly. You'll see that money appear right here. You don't see much of that here now because what I did with most of the money that came in, I bought more contracts. So when this money comes in here, from your referrals, you can do two things. You can reinvest it in, and buy more contracts like I did, or you can request a withdrawal and have it sent to your, to your wallet and your Bitcoin, and you'll get that money sent directly to you, and you can spend it and you can pay your bills, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Step two, let's go here and take a look now. So I want to show you the contracts themselves and how they work. That's the most important thing, and we'll be wrapping up. All right, so you're going to go here whenever you get your account. You're going to go here to see the active staking. So you're going to see exactly what's working in the background. Now, there's a lagging of a few seconds with this website. So if you try to log in too quick and you press the button more than one time, it'll say you already logged in. Even when I'm doing this, I got to be careful because it will kick me out of the system. The website, they're updating it. It needs to be better. So be patient with the site, okay? Okay, so let's take a look here. All right, so to understand these numbers, I'm going to break it down very, very simple to you. So like I said before, my profit so far from staking, which is what's locked, that's the daily income that comes in that, from the compounding interest. So far, the money that I've earned, and I said it on the first page, was $8,445.79. All right. That money is locked. Okay. And I don't get that money until after the contracts have expired. So what am I saying? It adds up daily. It's residual income. So today's profit was $462.46. That's an increase of 0.13. Total profit since I've been investing is 2.1%. Okay, So let's talk about the profits that I made daily and how I made those profits. All right. I made them from all 9 contracts being active. So this number right here is the addition of this number and this number. All right. This number represents the profit that I made, which is 0.09% on my 36-month contracts. How do I know that? Because it says D536 over here. You see that? Okay, so D536, $251.27 from those 9 contracts that I have. This is the loan balance that I took out. Because again, each contract is like $30,000. All right. My daily profit today was $251 for that. Since I've been investing, it's $5,839. So I've been in about a month. That's how much money has accumulated from those contracts. All right. So down here, I have 3 contracts at the 60 months, which is 5 years. Right. Ignore where it says D584. This is the most important number here, D560. So these contracts down here cost $43,000. I have 3 of them. All right. My total profit since I bought them, because I bought them a little bit later, is $2,605.90. Today's profit is $211.19 from those 3 contracts. So you add these 2 together, 251.27, 211.19 to get this total number. So as you can see, the different level of contracts, they break down the profits differently. So up here, these are the 36-month contracts. These are the 60-month contracts. This is combined all the profit I've made since I've been investing in the 36 months. Combined down here for, pardon me, this is the combined income I've made from the 60-month contracts. All right. So the good news is we're in the green. So over here, let's go back over here so we don't get confused. Over here is the total loan balance from the 36-month contracts and the 60-month contracts combined. So I had 9 contracts at $30,000. That's how I got the $272,160. I had 3 contracts at $43,200. That's how I had the $129,600. You add these 2 numbers together, and this is the total loan balance that's how much I borrowed to start creating my income. Okay, so this money was borrowed. And all of this money I have here is wrapped with an insurance policy. Okay, we'll talk about that in just a moment. So the insurance company is making money. The lender's making money as well. So if you look over here, this number 410,205. This is really good. This is a good sign because that means that I've profited $8,445, and that brings that balance higher to 410. Why is that number so important? Because every day this number grows, and eventually, it's going to be in the millions, because every day the compound interest that comes here is going to be added to this number. At the end of each 36-month contract and 5-year contract, this number is going to be so high, we pay back the loan balance here. This money gets paid back, and then we keep the profits. So in about a year's time, that number will almost quadruple, because if you look at the daily profits, it's growing very, very quickly, okay? As long as this number continues to grow, then you're going to end up paying this balance off whenever the contract expires. This is very important because this can be very confusing. As long as you continue to make daily profit, you're in good stand, you're good. So what am I saying, guys? When you start investing, you wake up in the morning and you're just going to see how much profit came in. Now, the interesting thing here to remember is you can't touch these profits. So this money is passive and it's real money, but you have to wait until the compound interest accumulates it hits the plateau of the 36 months or the 5 years before you can touch that money. All right. But every day when I wake up, I've made about $450 a day. This number is going to fluctuate, 420, 430, 460, 470, but it's going to be well over $400 a day just from those contracts. If I keep adding more contracts, that number grows. Okay. And this profit's going to grow daily. That's what I want you guys to see. Guys, there's nothing like waking up in the morning knowing that you just made a few $100s. Now, when I worked for Uber a while back, guys, when my company took a major hit, I had to work my butt off. I had to work 14 hours a day to make $300 a day, risking my life on that road and crazy people getting in my car and all that. And it wasn't residual income. This is residual every single day. All right. This is the peace and the calm that you'll get when you start investing. You're not doing any work. It's set it and forget it. All right. So now that you understand what you're seeing here, again, 36-month contracts, daily profit, 60-month contracts, daily profit. Added together, you get this number right here. Total profit since I've been investing, that number gets added to the debt, as you can see. Okay, this is the debt I have, right? And they add that $8,445 here, and this number continues to grow. This number is going to end up being in the millions, guys. All right? And that debt will be paid off, and I get what's left over. That's how this program works. So people try to figure out, how do I put $100 in and I make $1 million 7 years later? That's how it happens. Okay? You get a loan, it gets wrapped with an insurance policy, compound interest at 0.1% to 0.3% daily. All right? Now let's look down here really quick, and we're wrapping up. So down here, here's where it gets juicy, and I think you guys really need to put your thinking cap on and understand how legit this really is and understand what's going on every single day behind the scenes on the blockchain. If you look over here, this is the actual contract address. This is on the blockchain. This is real. This is active. All right. And to understand this more, when you start attending the weekly meetings, they'll tell you how to go, and you can check this on the real blockchain and see that this is a unique number that, and this is your number. This is your investment live on the blockchain that's making profit daily. And they're all uniquely different. They start out the same, but they're not the same. They're all different. See 13218, 13218, but if you keep going over, you'll see the number becomes uniquely different. These are all different numbers here, but these are my contracts. This contract, for instance, this is a DeFi 60, which is 60 months. I started this contract on the 25th of March. All right. That was a few days ago. It has made $1,208 in profit. It made $70 in profit today, 0.16%. Here's another one. All right, unique number. Started this one on March 31st. All right, the end date is going to be 2030, which is exactly 5 years. That's how long it's going to take before all this turns into $471,000 in profit. I made $916, guys. I've only been doing this one here for about 12 days. It has made $900 in profit, $70 today. Okay, this one I got, pardon me, on 4/7, which is the 7th of April. The end date is 4/6/2030. I've made $480,000. Pardon me, I wanted to say $480,000. In 2030, it'll be 471, right? But $480.80 I've made so far. Today I made $69. Now here are my smaller contracts. Here are my 36-month contracts. Unique number. You see the date it started. Okay, March the 6th. I'll get my payout on March the 5th, 2028. But right now it is only made, and I say only, compared to the other ones, they grow a little bit slower because they're smaller. But I made $739. Today I made $28 from that one contract. Same thing below here, see, et cetera, et cetera. The numbers are going to be similar, but I wanted to show you how that money came in, how I made that $400 today. But guys, this is legit. My first contract was $318, right? That was a little over a month ago. In March, $678. All right, that's what the profit I've made so far. $28 so far. $27 today, 0.09%. All right. Guys, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. If you understand what you're reading here, and if you have more questions or anything, you guys can reach out to me. Let me go a little bit deeper and show you a couple more things, and I'll be wrapping up. So let's look at this contract a little bit up close and personal so we can talk a little bit more about how the money's made, right? I click here. It'll open up the actual contract itself. We'll get to see it. All right, so let's go down here first. Pardon me. All right, so if you look at this, this is what the insurance company gets paid monthly here. All right, $330 for the month. The net profit so far is 2.80%. The staking, which is the compound interest, how the money's being made on the blockchain, I have 1,806 days remaining. All right. It shows the daily profit. I'm going to go back up here in a minute. It shows the daily profits that's on that contract. 0.16% yesterday, 2 days ago, 0.12%, 0.15%, 0.19. This is legit, guys. This is no BS. These are real numbers. This is a real blockchain, all the way down to the first day. All right. Let's look at the loan a little bit more. So the loan balance, like I told you guys, is $43,200 for the 5 years and the 7 years, right? Since I've had it, it has made $1,200 in profit. Only had it a few days. All right? Because it started, March 26th, the contract start date. Today is the 13th of April. All right, so the last profit, which was yesterday, it made, I think it was today, pardon me, was $70.94, 0.16%. You see that? The monthly fee for the insurance premium is right here. You see that? It's $300, all right? There's a monthly handling fee, all right? And then, because the banks have to make their money, right? They're going to make the interest payment per year is $2,376. You see that? 100% secured. Daily profit, yes. This is your unique number on the blockchain. And when you guys attend these meetings, they'll tell you how to put this number in. You only get part of the number, but there's a way to get it so you can fully track it on the blockchain. This company's paid out multiple millions of dollars. I saw one meeting where one gentleman, he had multiple, accounts, and he was able to do that because he contacted them and told them, I want more than 80 contracts. So they allowed him to get another account. And he was withdrawing multiple millions from several accounts on the blockchain. This is real, right? But that's how it's made, okay? You just can't just make money without there being some kind of risk and some kind of investment. But the people who are backing this, according to what I'm hearing, the bank that does this, they've been doing it for several years, and the insurance company, they've partnered up. And the only way to do this, a regular bank can't do it. They have to have an individual like us to do this. You can't walk into a regular bank and do this. It's very, everything's anonymous. So that's how they're able to do it and be so successful at doing it. All right. But let me just tell you guys something. I've never seen anything quite like this. And it's going to make a lot of people, the average person, very rich. If you just invest, don't ask too many questions, invest, do your due diligence, of course, invest, invest, invest. They're saying all fees are automatically debited from your locked profits. So whenever, so the money you're making, they get paid first. And that's why whenever the money, the contract's up, you need to withdraw your money from your wallet immediately. A couple more things I want to show you. When you're in here and you're trying to, when you get your own account, you want to send this to someone else, you're going to go to Overview, Referral. Again, it takes a few seconds, so don't press the button more than one time, all right? All right, so down here is your referral link. You copy this, you send that to the client, send that to the person that wants to sign up. Every time they sign up, you don't get paid from that, but whenever they invest $100 to start the contract, you make $30. That's how I made $900. So you do the math on how many signups. I have one guy who's a student of mine. He's a business associate. His name is Charles Johnson. I mean, this guy he's amazing. He's one hell of an investor and smart guy. He wrote 2 books on how to overcome things. It's called The Risk Taker. But this guy is smart. He jumped on this right away, and he got 2 of the big packages of 15 contracts for $1,000 for the 36 months. So he got 30 contracts for $2,000. So he's got over $1 million coming in, April of 2028, and he's got a few other contracts, longer contracts that's going to pay him bigger money. The 5 years and 7 years. All right. Let's go back to the overview, and there's one more thing I want to show you guys, and I'll be wrapping up here. Again, take notes, and if you have questions for me, I will go over those questions with you. Me or my staff or my team will help you. And once you're in, and I will be sending you guys, links weekly to join our live Zoom meetings. We have them twice a week. All right, back on this page here. So again, I already showed you guys, whenever you start your referral, you start referring people, and they sign up and start buying contracts, your money shows up here. Whenever it gets over $100, you can go buy a contract. All right. And when you buy your contract, here's where you're going to go to buy. You're going to go to Apply DeFi Hybrid Contract. You go right here. You see these? There's a there's a 36-month contract. That's the individual one. And the one that with the promotion where you get 15 of them for 1,000 is this one. You're going to click on this button right here. This is where you find out, that's when you decide what package you're going to get. So if you're going to just get one, you're going to click here. 15, you're going to do here. The 5-year is here. And then you're going to do the 64-month one. You're going to click right here on this arrow. You're going to click here. When you're done with that, you go here to continue to invest. All right. For the sake of time, I want to show you guys how this works because I showed on other videos on how to actually add money to your crypto, but to your wallet, to your Cryptex wallet. So let's assume I'm going to do the 84-month one. It's $100. Okay, that same investment will turn into $1 million over 84 months. So I'm going to click here, confirm selected staking. And they're saying not enough money to the deposit. And they're saying that because I don't have the money in the wallet just yet. Right? Other than that, it would let me do that. So here's one other thing I want to show you guys. If you're going to deposit money, because you got to have enough in there. If you're not sharing the opportunity and making commissions, you got to add the money. So you're going to click on deposit. All right. You can use Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin. I use Bitcoin because you guys can do this through Cash App. All right. And I talk about how to do it through Cash App. You click on this. And if you're going to add, let's say you want to do the 15 contracts, you need $1,000. So I would do $1,100 because of the fees, right? $1,100. Click here. And you click ready to deposit. You're going to open up your Cash App. You're going to go to where the Bitcoin is, right? And when you go to Bitcoin, you got to buy it from your Cash App account. You got to buy the Bitcoin. I would buy over $1,100. I would buy $1,150 or something like that in Bitcoin. And when you do that, it's in Bitcoin. When you're on the Bitcoin page or the Bitcoin screen on your Cash App, the top right corner, it will give you the ability to do the QR code. You're going to click on that and you're going to scan this right here. You're going to scan that Bitcoin QR code in your back office on your Cash App, right? And it'll tell you how much you're going to send. You're going to send $1,100 and Bitcoin's going to take their fee. And within 15 to 20 minutes, it can take longer than that. Mine has taken up to 45 minutes, depending on the time of day. But normally within 20 to 30 minutes, it'll be there. But sometimes 15 minutes, latest 45 minutes, that money's going to appear. And that's all you do. And so you go back here to your overview, and that money's going to show up there. And you'll be ready. You're now ready to invest. Okay? That's pretty much it, guys. I don't want to make this complicated. The most important thing I wanted to show you was the full income potential when you buy bigger packages or you max out on your 80 contracts. And I wanted to show you how staking actually works. When you watch the other videos, it all makes sense. But staking is very real. Your profits get locked. You're making compound interest. That's how it grows so fast. But again, the money's going to show up here. You'll be ready to invest. You see this number right here? This number is going to continue to grow. It grows, it grows, it grows. All right. So far, it has grown 2.10%. That's fantastic. As long as this number is growing, you guys are good. It's time to make money. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the best things I've ever seen. And if you want to see what your back office, your downline is doing, you click here, you get to see who's there. You'll see their emails and everything. You'll see their activity, if they logged in, et cetera, et cetera. But I've never seen a program where you can make residual income and daily cash from referring people. So my daily cash I've made was $900. I bought more contracts with that. But my referral staking is $7,717.81. I haven't done nothing but refer the person, and it grows every single day. So what am I saying? At the end of 3 years, for the 36 months, I have a big payout coming in addition to my own payout. They're going to pay me tons of money for these referrals. Again, there's somebody that has like 50,000 people in their downline. Guys, if you want to make $1,000 a week, $2,000 a week, you just need to refer 10 to 20 people a week and get them started and plug them into the system and watch this number grow, 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 grow. And it's going to continue to grow. That's pretty much it. That's it, guys. I enjoyed you guys. I'm done for the day. Hopefully you heard something that's going to help you make a decision to go ahead and start promoting this thing and start buying your contracts, because money here is real. All right, this is legit. I've never seen anything like it. And when you start hearing all the testimonies of people who have made money with it and their withdrawals, if you follow my program, you saw everything. You've seen this already. But when you get on those those Tuesday and Thursday night meetings and you hear the presentation and the money that's being made, it's going to blow your mind. I want you to be at the center of all that. So take it easy. Peace and blessings, guys. And I'll see you at the top or on my next presentation or video. Bye-bye.